So in this tutorial, I wanted to show something I don't really hear people talk a lot about, where you fix weights and paint weights using set weight. So you basically paint bucket fill objects to kind of clean up and also paint the weights for solid objects that are rigged to the character. So for this example, let's say I have this holstered on their hip and I don't want the gun to kind of squash and be organic and soft. And this was done with automatic weights. So if we were to look at this is using Rigify. We can turn on and solo the bones that have the weights on it with turning this on def. If you click on in object mode, you click on your rig and then your mesh, and you go to Control tab Weight Paint. That lets you actively modify your skin weights. And if you look at the skin weights of the hip here, I want that basically to be solid red for 100% weight on to follow the leg. But right now it's kind of soft, so it kind of squishes, and there's some weight down here. There's some weight up here. There's even weight on this arm here. But I want all the weight to be here, so we'll kind of set weight and make this all one. So to do that, you would go to edit mode, and I've already selected all the pieces of the gun, but you would go through, hover over, maybe press L, and you would select each piece that you wanted to fill. And then back in weight paint mode, you would turn on this box. So this basically masks anything that's not selected. So earlier we had in edit mode here, I press tab, this is selected, so this becomes active. So now that's active and everything else is kind of locked away. We go to weights and then set weight, and this will set weight based on this number here. So right now it's 100% 1. So you go set weight. And then what's interesting is I set the weight here. So normally you have to have 0 to 1 on the vertices, but because I set it to 1, there's other places that still have kind of uneven numbers. So maybe over here there's like 0.8 or something, or 0.5, so there's influence over here. So it's really confusing, but you have to also do normalize, so that way everything stays within the 0 to 1 space. So now if we go back to weight paint, actually no, let's go to object, and then let's click on our rig again, and let's switch back by unclicking the star. And this is our posing rig. And we'll just go to pose mode, and then we could test it again. So now when we move it, you could see it doesn't squash like it did before, and it's a rigid object. And this is using set weights for weight painting.